OK， 亚楠，现在的话，凯子先生，请你解释你想要说什么。
是这样的，在这一个RhAyas的这一个结构里面，然后如果说用单词球来代替这个 do， 然后 do 和 3这个结构，如果在两组的这样的结构里面做一个循环的话，是不是
maybe can you explain something here? Vernie, correct me if I'm wrong. There is a problem in your setting. You have disturbed your flow, and it will be if you want it to go the right or the left-hand flow. Your CH, CuO, and CO2, this field flow is totally the opposite. If you change the position of CO2 and CuO on the left-hand one, then you are correct. This picture by arrow doesn't fit into the understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vernie. The flow here is because the what do you call it? He has a. I need this. Wait 1 second. Correct me if I'm wrong. The flow always comes from CH to CO2 to this, and your flow is this way, not this way, because it's magnetical feeding gravitational. Here you have a flow which is this way, and in your drawing is, to me, the way I understand it and we work with it, is your drawing is the blue one. You are feeding from the magnetical into a gravitational. You are feeding from a magnetical from gravitational, and then you are feeding from a magnetical in comparison to that. This is a conflict, and then you see your system doesn't work. Here you have the same problem. If you look at it, your system is feeding to this, and it's feeding to this, and you have an absolute chaos in here.
Okay, this is with respect to each containers, right?
Yes, but when you get a field flow, it's not homogeneous. Even though the flow here is from this to this, and it's from this to this, and it's from this to this, you have a conflict of the flow.
Okay, not a problem, Mr. Keshe, because we have this wire redirecting the liquid plasma flow to one of the legs.
If you redo your wires, you'll find out you get a better efficiency, bigger expansion of fields, because you are losing part of your fields in these interventions, in this misfit of the fields. You understand?
Yes, yes, I understand. That's why on our next version of this, that's the moment we were able to reach the bigger field when we put another container, or when we rearrange the what we call the bottles, with the moment we put somewhere in between of them.
Yeah,
and
it's just that when you start working with plasma, you put the matter state, you put the nano-coated state, and then you look at the plasma flow, field flow, very clearly. You don't need to waste time. All it is difference between 1 kilowatt and 10 kilowatt. Because once you create a barrier, then a lot of energy is used to overcome this barrier. Once you create a free flow, you'll find out the field will keep on expanding and expanding. A little, that's what I say, a little notice to detail make a huge difference in the outcome of your system.
Yes, we've noticed that, Mr. Keshe. Imagine from 3 meters to 34.
It was just by replacing 1 bottle.
Just by rearrangement.
1 bottle. This is why. And then if you want to increase, this is what I said last night to the American military, and it was understood fully. If you even bring the distance of these closer, the positioning you have, if you bring these distances closer or further, or changing the composition of this, you can increase your fields to 34 kilometers. I'm good at this. I've done this for many years. Very, very little. People don't notice it because you're so materialistic. A little positioning will give you a field distance beyond your imagination. How the bottle sits, where you put the bottle in respect to each other. You see them closely packed, but in fact you have to look how far. Why does it expand? Because what happened, this is the replication. Let me explain to you, you understand this fully. I have to take this out, because those of you who are in the dynamic version of this, like Douglas and Armin and the others, maybe you understand where the problem is, or what is you can add to the knowledge. This is exactly like your center core. This is like your outer core in the balls you are making, and the environment is your third bottle. When you feed so much, this absorbs so much that it has to feed back out, and then what do you get? Explosion of field. It's like throwing in a stone with a rocket propulsion system, hundreds of kilometers. Because it's not what it gives here, it's how much it adds